We're gonna kind of have to speed run this. Normally I would read this, but we're on a tight schedule. Establishment? Or is that embellishments? I don't look happy about it. And I thank you for the time to share your account with me. I wish you continue to stay, you know. There it is. Okay. There. Hello, everyone. Hey, we are back. So we're gonna do a couple of things. I'm gonna try to locate the expert dungeon, and unlock them finally. We're just gonna grab these, okay? Pretty much. It belongs in a museum, okay? Why are we hunt? Oh, we can do that too. Uncloth customers. Wait, there's something else here. Oh, levies. It's too intense. Okay. Not at last. You have no long waited here. Hoping we might finally meet. There's a matter of utmost importance I must have your assistance with. But the introductions are in order. I am Zacian. Zacian? Professor of Archaeology at the Studium. At the behest of the former head of Reason, I was invited to oversee various archaeological expeditions. Well, I heard from a little bird and Volok's son that you, a most renowned adventurer, have made your way to the continent. I could think of no better individual to aid me uncovering it. As a matter of fact, I've already made a most fascinating discovery in the wilds of Zortoil. I chartered a balloon to examine a point of interest in Salome. You see, and soon discovered ruins which have been unseen for nigh a millennium. Surely Lady Luck is on my side, I thought, but alas, things took a turn for the worse. In the spirit of inquiry, I hired a group of mercenaries for protection and made my first foray into the area. But we were no more than halfway through before a host of fierce fiends barred our approach. Truth be told, 'tis a miracle we even made it out alive. But for a seasoned explorer like you, I dare say delving into the deepest necessities of such unhard would be child's play. What do you say? Would you aid my investigation? Sure. I knew I wouldn't disappoint. The ruins lie towards the river north of Lake Quarry and Salome. Let us continue our conversation there. So yeah, people have been wanting me to unlock dungeons for a while. Another thing they want to unlock also, flying, which we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna do it. Wonderful, you're here. History lost to the ages lies in the valley just upstream. It is a landscape unlike any other, teeming with saboteurs of all shapes and sizes. I call it Tender Valley. Doubtless the ruins have remained untouched for all these years due to its barbed environs. After all, none would wish to become the victim of their thousand evils. Though I believe the ruins nest deep within the valley to be Yukoi and origin. A closer look, an inspection revealed motifs. Even I could not recognize. There's a new discovery waiting to be found with him, I'm sure of it. Alas, the defense mechanisms protecting it were far too much for mercenaries to handle. I would be wise not to underestimate them yourself. Oh, lest I forget, you should know that I dropped some of my notes concerning Esther's during my escape. Do you know my findings? I urge you to search for the records during my condition. I shall await your return here. I entrust to you the honor of discovering the unknowns which lie within. Is this a duty? I mean, is this a dungeon? Yeah, that's a dungeon. Okay. So with that open, there's only one left. Yeah, we're just gonna unlock things for now. Like I said. I have a feeling we should have it. Trial by spire. Something stray in the neighborhood. So yeah, question is, which one? I think all I gotta do is just read them and be like, oh, okay. Wait. Another way you could tell. Level 100. Yeah. Okay, they're both 100. Nostalgia. What in the world? Okay, it's the other one. Something strays in the neighborhood. Oh, I've been looking all over for you. Apologies for the lack of pleasantries. There's precious little time to spare. A curious anomaly has worried its way into living memory, and we fear it could pose a terrible threat if left alone. Please, you must help us. No! Not living memory. Not that, please. Wonderful. Oblivion is lucky to count on you among its allies. Let's reconvene at the Gate of Remembrance. I can explain more there. Oh, Warren, you may not be able to recognize me at first glance. Probably what I'll do is do the 2 dungeons back to back, and then clean up the quests, the 2 quests after. Yeah. But it'll just make it easier, quicker, and then I'll finally have the expert roulette open, which is the most important one that I need because of What people don't understand is, even though the expert roulette gives you 50, it puts you in dungeons that it puts you. It selects a dungeon that is like either the two we are about to do, or the level 100 dungeons. I will say that it gives us one of the level 100 dungeons, one of the three. And even though it gives you 50, I mean, I think it gives you 40 of the new tomes. The reality is it actually gives you... No, it gives you 50. But the reality is it actually gives you 90, because you, by going through a level 100 dungeon, you automatically get 40. And that stacks. The 50 and 40 stack to make 90. It's probably... I try so hard to explain this to people, because they think you're only getting 50, when the reality is, no, you're getting 90 out of that hole, or when you do your expert. Ah, there you are, Ronald. It's something that should have been unlocked from the very beginning, but anybody who's watched me or is watching this knows the drama that I've had with this game and my internet and such. Nostalgia? Surprise? Saralja gone. Oblivion's been accumulating its resources to an investigation of living memory. Utilizing Petruio's technology, we deployed remote-controlled sentries operable from the back room, so our survey team are both safe and efficient. Good. To think that all this once lay at Everkeep Summit. I wonder if a shade of my father ever resided in this grand city of the Endless. Ah, forgive me. I did say I'd explain the circumstances behind all this. During the earlier survey of the area, I encountered one of the Endless. He claimed to be one of the city's caretakers and offered me a guided tour. I accepted, thinking I could conduct my observation at the same time, but that's when we discovered the anomaly. A rift in the very fabric of living memory? What? I'm sure you'd rather see it for yourself to believe it, though. Let's make for the expense wheels first. Consistency. The Endless who guided me, that is, should still be on duty there. There's a hole in reality. Inside living memory of all places. Interesting. Goodness, here. Interesting. I think I may have gone the wrong way there. No, this is right. Like I said, I don't have flying yet. I'm getting that Monday. We're gonna deal with that Monday. I'm just gonna do some other stuff, really, today, this week, for the whole weekend, to be honest. Because I'm also gotta. While I'm gonna be doing recordings. I'm not even streaming right now, to be honest. But because I don't want to. Because I'm gonna also be cleaning things and such. Okay. Consistency. A warm yesterland welcomes to you, my friend, or should I say welcome back. I did not expect you to return to our anomaly slaying as our anomaly slaying volunteer. I do hope I was able to make your first visit to the Gate of Remembrance a special one. Your associate here informed me of what occurs afterward. Namely, Her Majesty's regrettable demise. You needn't fret. I harbor no ill against you. I, for one, would not wish to remain endless at the cause of such terrible sacrifice to worlds beyond. Though your efforts saw the city's terminals deactivated, I somehow remain. So I'm grateful for my survival as it allowed me to discover this particular phenomenon. A lost district of living memory lies beyond this rift, you see. I previously informed you that our beautiful city was comprised of 4 areas, but this was not always the case. Numerous others once thrived, until one day our reality was inadvertently altered in an attempt to bridge our world to others. Several districts were consumed in the process. Among the areas lost was a resplendent amusement district known as Dreamburg. This rift, however, allows us access through its streets once more. Well, curious, a sensory gander of the place for ourselves, since we were curious to know what was beyond come of it. Yep. But there's nothing amusing about it. Quite the opposite, actually. We were promptly chased by a horde of angry ghosts. After decades disconnected from limited memory's ether supply, we must assume that the others who reside there are no more. The once idyllic atmosphere has been marred by a dismal shroud. I dare say our poor Dreamburg has warped itself into a place of nightmares. Oh no. I think I'll do this one first. It has returned to us as a lost soul would, longing for connection. The beings within have come to call it the Stray Burrow Dead Walk. Now that it's reconnected with living memory, its presence is a risk to the city. So we'd like you to brave the Dead Walk and shed some light on this mystery. That I can do. You have my thanks. I regret that I could not give you a tour of the place myself. But no, I shall be with you in spirit. There you go. The Stray Burrow Deadwalk. Just ignore the ether. Alright, so I will do that one first, because that sounds very interesting. I do like spooky stuff. So let's go back to tutorial. I think I gotta be a crafter. Yeah. Open it up, right? God, I haven't touched this job in a long while. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, they're all opening. Sights of the West. I can do that one. What's this? Okay. The Levies of Toriola. Yeah. Hey! Excuse me, sir. But are you a tradesman by chance? You're in the hands of someone with a long storied career. Hands that I would... good people of Tyrol. Here we accept petitions for aid on behalf of the Wing of Reflection. Be they from the common citizenry or fellow artisans, we use any and all tools of the trade at our disposal to ensure the needs of Tyrol are met. Since its founding, myriad tribes have gathered here into Tyrol, commerce flourishing as the years pass. However, as one might expect from such a diverse people, business practices will vary greatly from tribe to tribe. While there are difficulties in trade you have yet to overcome, a great many troubles were resolved when the Dawns Army established the Wing Levy system. We serve as an intermediary between those who require aid and the tradespeople with the requisite skills needed to fulfill these petitions in the form of levies. Yay for levies! Are you familiar with levies? Hailing from across the sea, I would assume so. The head of reason adopted the system for the guild levies employed in Eurasia. The levy plates used depict the Dawn Servant's journey building this nation, and the lessons learned his companions along the way. A reminder that only together can we make Toyolo thrive. Of course, this sentiment of solidarity also extends to allies come from abroad, much like you, which is to say we would be honored to have your assistance. There we go. Now that's... With that open, you may now undertake wing levies. Speaking with Miley. There we go. With that open, I can start my grind of getting everything to 100. And maybe finally getting rid of a lot of this gear that I have. Now what are you? You're unlocking something. What in... I hope you're an artist I'm looking for. If it is a Ronald, forgive me, but I couldn't help but notice the snoot as you carry on your person. And to be a scared crazy man with you. As I mentioned when you visited alongside the third promise, he's in dire need of skilled artists like Bungie and a number of our shops are beset with problems large and small, you see, and having the assistance of one such as you would be most welcome. Of course, a service rendered is a service paid for. We've plenty of scripts, with which you can fill your pockets, procuring supplies. I bought no small number in my possession, and I understand the currency is also used extensively across us all. With that said, I'd like to first introduce you to the folks you'll be working with. You need to decide right away, of course. Consider my offer. Made up in time. Oh, is this just... Come on. I didn't have this problem when I was... just one last day to go. And the Legion of my people. House of countless beings. I see the market as a home where folks of all kinds connect, and carve out a niche for themselves. Please bear this in mind. Things to which you are not accustomed. So, now, off we go. Oh, am I opening up the whatchamacallit? I didn't think we were getting this until next patch. Good thing that's nearly everyone. I thought it would be best they were aware of who you are before you show up on our doorstep offering your services. Let's go in order, shall we? Starting with Raxwell Shalom Metawares. Raul Souls deals in all things metal, particularly when it comes to daily necessities. Unfortunately, she's been recently confronted with an issue that's put her very reputation at stake. She seeks a metal worker that understands the importance of punctuality. Next we have Epistles by Pamela, whose Ephesus owner pens official documents, transcribes letters for those who cannot do them themselves, and more. She is presently in need of a skilled one in treating parchment, textiles, leather, and the like. Zerolja Juice Crafts serves some of the most unique beverages I dare say one will ever encounter. It's just a shame no one's lining up to drink them. If you any expertise with the culinary arts or alchemy, I would love for you to assist her in revitalizing her shop. Fish Fancies Dono is a bit of an eccentric establishment. You see, Danu Hanu deals in fish that he fancies. Unfortunately for him, so a touch too unconventional for your average coverage from her, and he's anxious, and he's anxious sales may not pick up. Yeah, this is the crafting and gathering. Yeah, this is the crafting storyline. As for as a packaging, I regret to say that its owner were unable to spare even a moment for introductions. That said, if you fancy yourself a miner or gatherer, you'll undoubtedly find his wares of great interest. It deals in all sorts of curious flora and minerals. You see, alas, his sole employee appears to be in poor shape, and I grow more worried about the store by the day. I believe that covers everything, more or less. It is my wish that both customers and shop owners feel mutual satisfaction with their transactions in the market, and that this house of countless beads may shine more brilliantly than ever. With your help, I believe that wish will come true. I look forward to seeing what you accomplish, Ronald. Yeah. So like I said, this opens up the entire crafting and gathering quest lines. You may now undertake organized deliveries, seek out shopkeepers in need of aid, and lend them a helping hand to make the markets a brighter place, one store at a time. Yay! More stuff to do. I will tell you right now, everything we're doing now, right now, all of this would have been done, should have been done week 2 of the drop of this expansion. And I'm sorry that it has come to this. Like, this is something that should have been done a long time ago, and I feel bad. I do feel bad, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I'm sorry, but this was something that, this was indeed something that I just couldn't do because I was just so frustrated with this game and with my internet. Because while I was playing, the one thing I kept saying was like, because I was playing it constantly before the launch of the expansion, and then I sat there and I realized, why am I doing this? It's like, I don't even want to play this. And it was the truth. I did not. I didn't. And sorry, I just didn't want to. I didn't. Now I'm okay. Okay? I'm a little better. I feel okay playing it now. And I've been playing it a lot. And it's been enjoyable, even if I have been just leveling. I've been leveling jobs to 100. A fellow Erusian, mate. Do you fancy yourself much of a sightseer? Yeah. Dear old Mira gave you her journal? My, what a small world. It just so happens that I'm her cousin. Else be Ironheart at your service. Well, if you've met Cousin Milif, sure you can guess why I crossed the salt. As they say, this continent is positively brimming with sights unseen by Erusian eyes, and I'm here to discover them all. My twin sister and I, that is, you see, I had more interest in York, while she was drawn to the vistas of Yacht, or Act. So it was that we parted ways at the bridge, each of us touring half a tour. So give me your sightseeing log then. Give me this. Oh, how beautiful. I should like to see these places myself one day. There you go. Now our sightseeing log has been expansion. My notes on Yuktora. I've included what my sister shared with me in Aktual, but I'm afraid it isn't much. My twin sister is Emmeline, and she still wanders about over there. Given your natural affinity for iron hearts, you'll doubtless run into her someday. I'm sure you've got places to be visible. May your journey throughout Thrall. Yeah. Must be level 90 or above to record Dawn Trail Vistas. Really? You have to be 90. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, so that, yeah, like I said, this is... Of course it makes sense. Why we hunt? Oh, that's a good one to go after. Because that means I could start getting hunts and doing trains and stuff. Miss this one. I'm coughed. Why we hunt? Ah, Ronald. The wings of protection have been keeping a beady eye on you. And you've been looking at... Say, you've been making yourself useful. That your adventures have taken every corner to all, including here, the land of my people. I know how dangerous those woods can be. Not only from the tales of my ancestors, but from the bills on the board, too. Think you're ready to take bigger challenges? Always! That's the spirit, then. Let me tell you. Beginner, yeah, this is just gonna repeat the same thing. Or might more preparation. I'm not talking physically, but mentally, too. If you're gonna risk it, you know what you're risking for. Which is why I tell everyone who thinks they're ready to move on to the bigger bills. I'll do it first. Mentor to would-be vipers. You'll find her down in the green sands. With the cobalt fur. Okay. Oh, that's another one I want to do. If I can. Actually, I might separate it. I might actually separate it. Forget about it now. I want to unlock Pictomancer. And I think we're gonna take up Paladin. From time. I want to check it out. Hi, how's it going? You have business with me, Outland? Maybe. I'll set you. Or meet for the marks. Though you look like you have a little more on you than most. Or if you're dead set on devoting you, I should let you know a little more, but where to begin? You don't have to tell me anything. Beginning, but it's hard to put a pin exactly when it was. Even before Kalana bought the system of marks and bills over for New Order, our people were hunters. Not just for food, but for safety. Hunting down those ill-made monstrosities whose very existence was inimical to our... It was for that purpose that the Vipers came to be. The finest hunters in Tyrol banded together to hone their skills and their blades. And devoted their lives to stalking and slaying the fiends. At first, we were no more than a fellowship of like-minded folk. Folk who'd take it upon themselves to deal with any danger they caught wind of. It was only after Royal Jajan united Tyrol under the Dawn Servant's crown, our role as protectors of the realm were made official. Commissions started pouring in from Yasanoi to Yaktal, but we didn't have the numbers to answer them all. That's when Koana proposed we bring in the system he'd seen in Eorzea. calling on adventurers and mercenaries to handle those threats we couldn't. It was at if there's a point to this little history lesson. It says many folk joined the hunt seeking adventure and glory and fortune, but from the very beginning, whenever that was, it's been about one thing only: protecting those that couldn't protect themselves. Don't forget that. And one more request. When I make up every viper to train under me, don't get yourself killed. We hunt to save lives, not to throw them away for no good reason. I reckon that's enough moralizing from me for one day. It's about time I headed back to Yakuron. Come and drop by if you're ever in the area. Interesting. I have to make a decision. I need to make a decision about this game after this month is over. Like, am I gonna play this in the morning or at night? I think it's gonna be a night thing until we get everything done. Back already, are you? Did I tell you everything you needed to know? Good to hear. We don't hunt to kill. We hunt to live. Remember that, and you'll be fine. Speaking of, I update the ledger. You're approved to take on enemy remarks. Yay! Yeah, enemy remarks. Enemy remarks. The marks of the enemy. Having the hunter. Wow, it's good to see you. The whole city's been on a knife edge since the attack. Folk need hunters like you and me. Deal with the dangers they're facing more than ever. Viper by trade. Always helping out with the hunt. She took a bill for the board alone. The thing is, it was for a markup in Yoselini, and no one's seen her since. Might that she's still on that trail, but hearing about everything that's happening up there. All this about the dome. I can't help but worry. The little bird tells me you've been inside it. I couldn't ask around in there. You couldn't ask around in there, could you? Find out if there's anyone seen her. I'll be back. It means a lot to me. Last anyone heard from her, she was on her way to Cheshire. I don't know. Maybe someone in the village would have seen her. If there's anyone left. Hey! Who found you? Good evening to you. Anything I can help you with? Yes, I know her well. She's something of a hero around these parts, our guardian angel. She just arrived when the tremor struck on the trail of some beast or other. Can't remember the details now, but I do remember that when the ground started having filled the air, it was she who guided us all to safety. Sprayed the bolts to drive back the beasts that were tearing up our farmsteads. Where's she now? She registered with the hunters. That was years back. She'd probably be retired now, or no, she's still with us. She has to be. I wouldn't remember her if she won then. You should go and ask the facilitators at Resolution up in Solution 9. They keep a record of every city's location. Tell them you're looking for an old friend and they'll put you in contact. Oh, we gotta move the Solution 9. Welcome to the government sector. How may I be of service? You're a friend and one of many? I'm sure such an admirable soul. Such a shame about that injury, forcing her from the field. But what a career. I should thank the better part of our data on the local fauna was collected by her and her followers who adore her. To this day, I believe she was the one who introduced the idea of fighting with twin blades too, and look how that's taken off. Sharing citizens' personal images strictly forbidden as a rule. However, she says there's specific instructions that if any fellow Torali should come calling, we should send them directly to her, and so I shall. Her registered domicile is in residential radius 914. Ever since her retirement, she spends most of her days sitting in the plasma, watching the world go by. Let me know if you have trouble finding her. Do please pass on my best wishes. What? What did she say? Managed to get past the dome? You're a hunter, aren't you? You got to get the eye. You see a mama. Oh, now there's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Well, you go tell him I'm as safe as well as I've ever been. Sure, it was a shock when the barrier fell. What kind of viper would I be if I didn't the best of a bad situation? I joined the hunters, put my talents to use keeping this place safe. Till 10 years ago, that is, when my good hand finally gave out on me. Had to leave the front lines, though. Thought I was done for good, to be honest, but then Her Majesty came and gave me a new mission. Cataloging the beast longer had to strike to kill. Gave me a new lease on life. Say, now that the barrier is broken, is what I was thinking of bringing the Dawn Hunt back to Yosemite. If yes, then could you give him this? Tell him that I'm still here. That for 30 years I kept my vow. Man, that's insane. That's insane to know that when the barrier fell on the dome, everything within it, apparently time moves faster. So everybody that was trapped, being trapped in pretty much Alexander, they are all in Solution 9 and such. It's like, oh. Good to see you back safe, Ron. Well, any news? Here. She still lives then. It seems all this insanity with the dome has indulged her passion for the hunting. The notebook makes proof of that. 30 years of work. 30? I just can't get my head around it. I can count the hours since I last spoke with her. Yet it's a wonder she can remember me at all. Though I'm grateful she does. And if she needs my help hunting down some of these beasts, that's exactly what I'll give her. I'll go through this book and draw up bills for the nice critters in it. bring the dawn hunt back to Yoselini, wherever it is they call the place now. Guess it'll be a while before boats can make their way past the barrier freely. So I'll be counting on you and yours to take the lead. But look at some of these entries. A few fiends up that are tougher than anything I've let you go after before. I'll see you're approved on take on advance marks, my friend. Get on it. That should be everything, right? For this. Nope, there. I had a feeling that on there. Your deeds. So, as if ending Valugarmanda's rampage wasn't impressive enough, you saved the city from those medical beggars, too. If there were ever any doubt about your abilities, they're well and truly answered, which is why I'd like to ask you to aid one last time. Will you join us on our most essential duty, seeking out and slaying foul? Yes. Of course. Alright, and it's so I can tell you, there are horrors out there, true horrors. To raw vigils like Valium Garmanda, creatures more akin to gods than these we vipers. Wander far away across the land that we might learn of these creatures in one day. And you remember Toya Foot? She's been doing just that for decades now. Has come away with a long list of targets. If you're interested in finding out more about them, go and see her. Was doing the same when she went to Yoselini, and yet there's nothing you could call it to her than strange. I thought when they showed up nigh everywhere else. Wonder if she might have left them out on purpose. Or to the quick, you see. Nothing matters to her than people's safety. Separated from her fellow vipers as she was, perhaps she thought it best to leave such nightmares well alone. Forgive me for asking so much of you, but if you plan to return to Yoselini anytime soon, with her again, see if there's something she's not telling us, something we might be able to help her. Oh, and tell her one more thing from me. It's to come back. Me and the rest of the vipers should stand ready to welcome her with open arms. Oh boy. The talking. Lot of talking. Lot of reading. Hi. Ah, the hunter from across the water. What message do you have for me today? You sentimental fool. I thank you for remembering me, but this is my home now. These people, my people. I've lived here, fought here for the better part of my life. Stepping beyond that, well, would be like stepping 30 years into the past. While I've fond memories of the place, I'm an old woman now. I've grown unused to change. Not to mention that Lady Nakigoi. Hey. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you had company. Nice hair on the Lalafell. That's alright. He's a friend of the cause. Let me introduce you. Lorna, Lorani, Rioni, Ranuri. Meet Ronald, the hunter from beyond the wall. I don't know, these are, would you call yourselves my little helpers? Proteges, more like. Lyrian, at your service. I studied the twin blades under Lady Napaki, and I've been helping her conduct her census on the beast of Alexandria. And I am Rinui, I've been working behind the scenes with Oblivion, so I've heard a lot about you and your exploits. Even seen a few firsthand, albeit from the shadows. After you brought peace to living memory, our team secured what we could from the data banks. Found a fair few things that brought a glint to Lady Napika's eye, I can tell you. Draw Vidrals, Ronald. But I knew it. But it doesn't do to draw too much attention to those fiends. You haven't the strength to slay it. From what Rannery tells me of your achievements, though, I shouldn't wonder if you and yours could succeed where we could not. Queen's Fiend charged me with chronicling our kingdom's fauna. And I expect there are many discoveries still to be made in its darkest corners. Not to learn more, it just has these two. Who spends most of his time down in the outskirts. But I'll be here. As I shall. My duty is far from over. So do you? The bogus question? No, I will not be returning to Toriolo. But please let him know that I appreciate your kind words and that I'm only too happy to extend him the same offer. Should do it. Okay, so now, once we're done this, all hunting should be open. And there was something I wanted to open up, but I can't remember it. Welcome back, Ron. Did you speak with Nappy? Yeah. I see. It's good to know she has friends. I couldn't bear to think of her all alone up there. A viper lives to hunt. That others live to hunt another day. And so the saying goes. Sounds like she's taking that message to heart. Taking it upon herself to train a new generation. And it looks like you're her latest pupil. May luck be with you, Ronald. And remember, whatever you do, don't get yourself killed. And that's it. The Elite Dawn Hunt's now available. So now everything is... Well, everything's open. Ooh. Yep, everything's open now. I think that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Oh. I mean, the train, miles around it. I think I have to do... I forget what it's called. Oh. Look out. There it is. That's what it's called. Alright. So yeah, that's it. For this, at least. I got a few things done. I got 2 dungeons to do, which I'll do, of course. But now, yeah. But I'm gonna go do a couple of things for a bit, and then I'll do those dungeons, and then they'll be okay. Well, let's do this.